All right, how are we doing on this to-do list, little missy?
It was in 2009. My daughter was 10. My husband came home from a regular checkup and said, we have to talk. And he said, the doctor today found cancer. And that was the beginning. And it was stage 3 colorectal cancer. You know, a very scary time for us. We've just never had anything remotely, health concerns remotely, you know, happened to our family, so this was all very new territory for us. My biggest question for me was, what do I do for Lily? You know, she's wanting to have a mental health day. Is that okay? How many? I had a lot of parenting questions.
What do we say to the parent who wants to know what it means to share a diagnosis of cancer with a 4-year-old or a 9-year-old or a 15-year-old? How much information is not enough and how much information is too much? What does it even mean to be honest with a 5-year-old as compared to with a 12-year-old? The story of how PACT got started, one of the ways was that I had a close friend whose children are similar in ages to my own, and when our children were about 5 and 7, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And when she was recovering from her chemotherapy, she asked me if there was someone that I knew, a psychiatrist or a psychologist, that she could talk to. And I said, oh, don't worry, I know, you know, in where we are, there are lots and lots of therapists. And then I was so surprised to find that, in fact, there was no one. There wasn't a psychiatrist, there wasn't a psychologist, there wasn't someone with the kind of child development and child mental health training and experience with the particular challenges that families face. So then I went back to her and I said, you know what? We can figure this out together. And together, we made a resiliency plan for her children.
When we told her, we sat her down and we certainly used the word cancer and the word tumor and surgery. And that made us feel better, and we tried to really talk to our daughter all about the positives and go over really the logistics of it. Our life stopped. So that is really where PACT started to have its influence in our lives.
So worries about children are front and center, very front and center for many, many parents. Some of them, even with a very good prognosis, are fearful of using the C word or the cancer word for fear that their child will ask them, are you going to die? So helping parents to be honest, so not to overpromise, and at the same time to be able to talk about all the things that help a child to feel settled and safe in their family and during the time that their parent is receiving care. And then when they have chemotherapy or radiation, it's kind of like a treatment that tries to take care of the seeds so that the weeds don't grow back. Thinking about even cards that tell them how to call in for consultations and where to.
Luckily, you know, the people at PACT and Paula Rausch, when I met with her, knew enough to know what was next, and they sometimes helped me anticipate. So I would say, they said, how are you going to feel about Lily asking to visit Roger in the hospital after the surgery? What do you think you'll want to do? And they helped me work through that, and I think they initiated that conversation knowing that that was going to come up because they have seen it all before. So I would say that Lily was great for always telling me what she needed, and I didn't always know the answer. I could call PACT and say, is this normal?
One of the things that's special about the Mass General Hospital Cancer Center, in terms of this program, the kinds of resources that are currently available here at the Massachusetts General Hospital Cancer Center, to make those available at every cancer center requires everyone, whether it's patients or doctors or family members, really everyone has to be on the same page to say this is important. And it needs to be the whole community in one voice, saying this is an investment in all of our future, and we need to be very attentive to the needs of the 3 million children in America who have a parent who is facing the challenges of cancer, and make sure that they are getting the kind of support that they need and deserve so that they will grow up to be as emotionally healthy as possible.